Hey guys, J-Man here for another comic book review. This time, Joe Fixit number 2. So if you recall, when I reviewed Joe Fixit number 1, I gave it a pretty high score. I was pretty excited. I've been really down on the big two, Marvel, DC. They're just not interesting me. I'm still getting Wonder Woman comics. I still get Superman. I still read some Batmans. I'm reading the Joker Deadly Duo. That's kind of neat because it's Marc Silvestri's art. X-Men, I just kind of fallen off. I'm behind. I'm probably not going to catch up. I might read Wolverine because I like Wolverine. He's one of my favorites. And probably the regular X-Men and New Mutants I've also been collecting. So pretty much X-Men, X-Force, New Mutants, and Wolverine. Those are probably the only four that I have any inkling to catch up on, but they're not really that great. Invincible Iron Man's okay. But Joe Fixit came out and I was really impressed. It's Peter David, who most of this arm here is dedicated to Peter David. There's Grey Hulk right there. I love Peter David. I like the Hulk run. I especially like Grey Hulk. That's kind of my favorite. That's why I got a Grey Hulk tattoo instead of the Green Hulk tattoo. So Joe Fixit is a cool character that I really like. I really gave number 1 a pretty high score. I don't remember what I gave it. You could check out that video and see what I gave it out of 10. I use Space, which is my own system to rate comic books, movies, and TV shows. It's story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 to 2, 2 being the best, 0 being the worst. If a comic book gets a 1 in every category, that gives you a 5 out of 10. A 5 out of 10 means it was okay. It's average, exactly what it means, average. 5 out of 10 is average. 5 or 6, you'll say, you read the comic, you're like, that was okay. 7 or 8 is like, whoa, that was really good. And then 9 or 10 is like, oh yeah, I got to collect this comic. I might read it again. You know, that kind of a thing. I can't remember what Joe Fixit 1 got, but number 2, let's go through it. Story, I'm giving it 1.5 out of 2. I like this story. Look, I might just call him Hulk, but we'll say Joe Fixit. Okay. So we got Fixit. He's in LA. Kingpin wants to take over the establishment. And Hulk kind of snubbed him and kind of gave him a bit of a beating. So Kingpin's pissed off. So he goes to his guys and he's like, look, we need to develop something to defeat Joe Fixit. Spider-Man is in the mix, which is great. Spider-Man's right there. So I've actually got this entire arm here is in this comic. And so then Spider-Man's in Vegas as well, kind of checking things out. It all leads to Joe Fixit inhaling this mist and kind of going crazy and Spider-Man having to fight him. It's a simple story. It is simple, but I like this kind of thing. This is why I'm reading Incredible Hulk comics. X-Men used to be the most exciting comic. You'd be like all these cool guys with mutant powers fighting these other crazy mutants or aliens or monsters or whatever. Now it's become like a political thing where they're sitting at a round table and talking. The breaking point was an issue of one of the X titles where they're having the Quiet Council meeting and it's like 70% of the comic is them talking at the Quiet Council. It's like, guys, your story's not that interesting. Oh, what's Sinister up to? I don't know, something bad? Like, it's not exciting to me. Some people think it's great. Look, if you're a comic book writer, you're a comic book writer. You're not a screenplay writer. You're not a screenwriter. You're not making Lawrence of Arabia here. It's freaking X-Men. I want to see action, okay? Good stories, but also action. Boom. 1.5. I might even give this a 2 out of 2. It is very simple. So I'll give it 1.5 out of 2, above average for the story. And yes, it's simple, but I like the way it's being told, and that's all that matters. Pacing, 2 out of 2. Man, I read this comic. I was like, God damn, this is awesome. Breezed right through it. So good. By the end of it, I was like, I need to read this again. This was so good. Like I just got a lot of comics to read, but I will read this again. I need to just reread this again, like right now, to the point where I almost might even get another copy of this just to have like a beater copy. It was so cool. Anyways, artistry. I'm going to give the artistry a 1.5. I'm close to almost giving it a 2 because I like this one. Like, this is a really cool page. Okay. Just keep in mind, if I'm giving a perfect score to a category, so if I just gave this 1.5 out of 2. If I gave this a 2 out of 2 for art, I'm not saying that this art is better than like Neil Adams or something, or Alex Ross or Jack Kirby. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for this comic, how well did all of this come together? Story, pacing, artistry, characters, all that. How did it come together in this comic? And it came together well. I was close to giving, it is panel-y. That's the only reason I'm just knocking it a little bit, because it's panels. It's panels again. And I do like I do like manga style slash 90s style slash like, you know, like, well, this is pretty good. There's some good pages in here, so I'm going to still give it 1.5, but I do, so that's above average. Characters, 2 out of 2, man. Kingpin's badass, obviously. Friggin' Joe Fixit's awesome. Spider-Man's awesome. Their characters are really cool in this comic. Joe's like sitting around with the girls. He's like, hey, Spidey, come on, sit down. Take a load off. Hey, da, da. And then like Kingpin comes in and he's talking to him, and like Joe like throws a friggin' drink in his face. You're like, what? You know, it was pretty good. I really like the way the characters were here. It's 2 out of 2. Enjoyment, 2 out of 2. I really like this. I'm shocked, guys. I read this and I quickly texted all my friends saying, did you buy Joe Fixit number 2? If you did not buy Joe Fixit number 2, you need to go buy Joe Fixit number 2 right now. Comic shops open at noon. Go now and get this, because you need to have this in your collection. I really like this a lot. 9 out of 10. That's the freaking highest grade I've given a Marvel comic in a long time. I was close to saying 10 out of 10. You can almost just say it's a 10, but 9. 9 is extremely high. I really like this a lot. I'm just stunned. I don't know. Peter David, man, came through again for me. This entire arm is dedicated to Peter David. So I'm thinking about getting Supergirl with the fire wings. I love that Supergirl series. So this to me is just this is what Hulk needs to be about. Some of these later Hulk issues, I did enjoy them. They're okay, but I feel that it's gotten a little bit away from what Hulk was. That's my personal opinion. I'm a Hulk fan, so I would never see the characters crappy or anything. But this has just been so cool. Issue 1 has been elevated now because of how cool this is. And number 3 is going to be good because they're still fighting. Spidey and Hulk are still fighting by the end of this, and it's going to continue on. So, oh yeah, that's going to be wicked. I can't wait for issue number 3. That is it, guys. If you're watching this video in time tonight, I will be on the Action Elite's channel. The link to the Action Elite is in the description of this video and all my videos. Make sure to subscribe to them. We're talking about Under Siege versus Under Siege 2 Dark Territory. Which one do we like better and why? That's tonight. Tomorrow night, Sean and the gang and I, a whole bunch of people, we're doing Captain America, the First Avenger versus Captain America, the Winter Soldier. That's tomorrow night. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then Friday, Sean and I are coming back to the Days of Thunder, the awesome comics of the 90s. We're going to look at every single comic that came out in January of 1991. We already covered the 90s, or 1990. So now we're in 1991 January. It's going to be really fun going back through those comics and talking about how fun they were. That is it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.